Yay! Alright, now we're making friends. Now people are joining. I hate those couple moments at the beginning when people haven't joined yet, so I'm just looking at myself. That's my least favorite thing. Hi, everybody. Hi, Derek. Love you too, everyone. Okay, so the reason we are here today, the reason we're gathered here today is to discuss 5 months, 4 days. I know I promised to get on every Saturday on Instagram Live to talk about each music video released, but at that point I forgot how much I'm traveling, and I was in LA for the Grammys and didn't have a chance to actually get on here. So I rescheduled to tonight and told you guys at the absolute last minute possible. So thank you for tuning in if you actually caught that I was going to be live tonight. So like I said, the point here is to discuss 5 months, 4 days, which dropped on Friday, both the audio and the visual. And please go ahead and ask questions and stuff if you have them. I am here solely to address questions, comments, and concerns about 5 months, 4 days, and Mystic in general. So please, so I don't have to just talk and fill airtime, ask me things or make statements. That would be really cool. I love that. Okay, so first thing is, if you haven't already, go ahead and check out 5 months, 4 days music video. It's on the Strange Music YouTube channel under 5 months, 4 days, Mackenzie Nicole. People are asking me a bunch of questions. First, how long have me and Seven known each other? I have known Seven. For those of you who don't know, Seven is our in-house producer at Strange, who produced the entirety of Mystic. Me and him created the entire album all by ourselves, with complete creative control. Like, me and him basically just got to go in a room and make music we wanted to make. He and I have known each other as long as I can remember. He's always kind of just been around. And we started working together more heavily when I was like 14 or 15. And that's when we recorded Acting Like You Know, was when I was like 15 or 16. So we've been working really closely ever since. As everyone knows, he's my hero. He's the reason I'm doing music. He's my mentor, etc., etc. I love that boy. Okay, whose story is 5 months, 4 days telling? So the song itself is telling my story, but the videos, as I've discussed in general, and I'll go back over this, aren't telling my story. The reason that the videos aren't telling my story, that they're telling someone else's, is because I knew some people would be able to access the message of the album through me, but there are also going to be people who couldn't relate to me and maybe didn't even like me but liked the music. And so I wanted to give them an avenue to access the message of the album and the content of the album as well. So as I was writing Mystic, another storyline entirely besides my own came to me, and that's the girl that's in the visuals. And the girl went through a mental breakdown just like I did, but in her own unique way. And so that's the story being told through the visuals. So in regard to the song, it's telling my story. In regard to the visuals, it's telling hers. What's the most emotional song on 5 months, 4 days? I think you meant on Mystic, because Mystic is the album. The most emotional song is probably A Cut Rose in Tap Water, which is the 4th song on the album. It's set to come out soon. And then tied for first is probably Happy, which is the 6th song on the album. It is devastating. It's the one I probably cried the most in the booth making, is Happy. Here we go. Again, it was 5 months, 4 days, based on my relationship or the girl's relationship. Song on me, visual on her. The Grammys were good. Is 5 months, 4 days the most hip-hop / trap sounding song on the album? It is. It's probably the most, that's where you see my hip-hop roots the most on the album. Obviously we have like the ad-libs in there. The production gets kind of trappy at times. The rest is really influenced by a lot. We have some operatic influence on this next track, Fun, that's set to come out on Friday. Keep an eye out for that. We'll talk about that too, if you guys want to. And then we got a lot of rock influence on songs like Was, which is the 8th song on the album. And then a lot of it kind of defies genre, but I'd say the hip-hop influence most comes through on 5 months, 4 days. There are no features on this album. The album is called Mystic, for anyone who doesn't know. It's coming on February 14th on Valentine's Day. What was my state of mind while writing 5 months, 4 days? 5 months, 4 days was one of the earlier songs written for the album. And It was a song that was extremely difficult to write because it was a song being written in retrospect. There are 3 relationship-based songs on the album. One is about being in the relationship in question, that's 5 months, 4 days. One's about the end of the relationship, that's happy. And one is about the post-relationship, and that is, I still hope that you're okay. And in all honesty, like, having to reflect on this situation, knowing it was over, was very difficult. And having to describe it, describe it for what it was, not the romanticized version of what it was very difficult. So it was there was a lot of turmoil in writing it. It was a very distressed state of mind. Here we go. What made Happy in 5 months, 4 days songs I selected to tease the album with on tour. I felt like those are the ones that the fan base at the concerts would gravitate towards the most. 5 months, 4 days being because, as we discussed already, it's the most hip-hop influenced song on the album, and obviously these are people that like tech shows and things like that, so you're obviously hip-hop fans. And then Happy had a lot of intensity to it, and it's a darker song, and I know, if nothing else, that technicians like dark music. So I decided to go with those because I thought that's what the crowd would enjoy the most and what they would take away from the most. There are other songs I really wanted to perform, like The House of the World I really, really wanted to perform. But alas, like, I just didn't think it would fall on the right ears. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't think that would be doing it or the audience justice. Okay. Love the necklace. Dope. Thank you. Here we go. When will we get to hear House Above the World before the final release? You'll hear it soon, I promise. You'll hear it on February 14th when the album comes out. How about that? What were the lyrics in the Mystic trailer for the House Above the World? Sorry, I'm trying to think. I can't remember the Mystic trailer. I'm sorry, I can't answer that question. Sorry, here's the thing. When you executive produce an album, it turns your brain into oatmeal. So there are going to be a lot of things that maybe I can't answer because I don't remember. I'm sorry, that's the least helpful thing I could possibly say. If you give me a more detailed question, like, that'd be really cool, even though that's a pretty detailed question already. Did I record all the songs at Strangeland, or did I record some in LA? I recorded every single song at Strange Music Studios, Strangeland in KC. Are all the songs on Mystic going to get visuals? Yes! There are 12 visuals, one for each song, and they come together in one whole narrative plot. So like I've been saying, if you haven't already watched the first several videos, I really recommend you watch them in chronological order because that's the only way you're going to fully experience the album for what it's meant to be, is by watching the visuals chronologically so you can get the whole story of the girl. Because my story, I think, is just... My story, you can hear my story if you want, but I think hearing hers too makes it a lot more compelling project. I should say seeing hers. What are some great moments from recording this album? God, there are so many. I'd say overall I have less specific moments and more like overarching like feelings. Like getting to record an entire album with my platonic soulmate, Seven, who I adore and who I love so much and owe so much to, was amazing. Like, it was an incredible experience. So that was probably the most amazing thing about Mystic, besides what it did for me as an album in terms of helping me through my struggle, and struggles, plural. But there are a lot of moments where I, like, broke down the booth, just, like, tears streaming down my face as I'm trying to record these songs. Like, there are a lot of moments like that. So those were really powerful. And filming the visuals was even more powerful. Like, I felt a lot of chapters close for me when I recorded those visuals. And I can be more specific after the visuals all come out because there are things that you haven't seen yet that you have to see before you can understand what I mean. And so towards the end, as we do more lives at the end of the album, we can discuss this more. So put a pin in this. But I felt a lot of my struggles get resolved as I was filming the visuals. And there are some scenes that were so difficult to, like, there was one scene in particular that was so difficult emotionally for me to film that, like, I almost threw up as we were filming. Like, it was bad. And so moments like that were, like, even though it was, like, a really overwhelming feeling, still really powerful and important moment to me. how will I feel when the Mystic release is done? Hi, Brandon. I don't know. It's gonna feel weird because I've had this album done for like 2 years. I finished, well, a year. I've had it done since January of 2019, and I started recording it in fall of 2018. So I've been holding on to this for a long time, and she is my favorite thing in the world, Mystic. I love her so much, and so giving her over to people is really like, I don't know, man. Like, it'll feel good to have her out there where she belongs, which is with the people. But at the same time, it's like, damn, like, this is stressful. Like, I'm, like, my baby's leaving the nest, you know what I mean? And that's how I feel every time a song gets released, is like, this is a piece of my soul that I'm throwing out there to the wolves, and it's like, and overwhelming. But I think I hope I feel happy. I really do, or something positive. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll know till I'm there. Who's doing the ad-libs on 5 months, 4 days? I assume it wasn't you, LOL. Yes, it wasn't me. It was Nave Manjo. He's featured on Latex stuff. Are we ever going to hear me rap? Maybe one day, baby. I'm already working on my next album after Mystic, and it's weird. It gets weird. It gets really weird. So, who knows? Can I sketch you and someday have you sign it if you ever do a tour in Los Angeles? Hell yeah. Go ahead. You can do whatever you want. Here we go. Are we doing features for artists outside of Strange? Or am I doing features for artists outside of Strange? Yeah. In order to get me on a track, you need to go through Travis@strangemusicinc.com. Email him your pitch, and he's the one who has to approve all of that. So I'm not really doing features right now, but hey, try your luck. Go for it. What's a song on the album that resonates with me more with time? So this isn't my favorite track on the album, but it's a song that's evolved the most for me since its recording, is I Still Hope That You're Okay. And I'll describe that more when it comes out. And with some of the content I have coming out, like the lyric breakdown video, the interview with Seven, where we break down the production of the song, and why that song evolved so much for me over time. But that's definitely the song that as I live with it more, it's like, she just really grows with me. You're helping me through some shit right now. Thank you. No, thank you. Like, honestly, guys, like, to be totally real with you, like, even though I have, like, this amazing moment right now where my album's rolling out, these are, like, the most important moments of my life right now. I'm going through a lot right now, personally, that's, like, really negative. So your guys' response to Mystic is, like, keeping me afloat. Like, you guys are really helping me right now, so thank you. It's not just me trying to be like, no, thank you. No, seriously. Like, I'm going through a lot of things that are kind of killing me right now, to be totally honest. And so for you guys to receive my, like, heart, that it, like, my you know, Mystic, my entire life is this album, with such care and love, like, really is a thing that's really, like, sustaining me right now through all the hardship I'm going through and, like, the struggle I'm going through right now. So, no, like, thank you guys. Can't remember if you said every song is getting a visual or not. Yes, every song is getting a visual. Did I ever cry while practicing or writing 5 months, 4 days? Oh, baby, did I. Yeah, I cried. I cried a lot. I cried on almost every song on this album. I'm a crybaby. I cry all the time. Happy tears, sad tears, angry tears, every tears all the time. Nonstop. Here we go. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through all your questions and comments here. You guys are really sweet. Thank you. Okay, just to go ahead and hit a blanket statement here. If you ask me if I'm ever going to come to your city or if I ever want to come to your city, the answer is probably yes, I'm trying. I just, like, I'm not touring right now, and I don't have a tour set right now. As soon as I know if I'm coming to your city, you will know if I'm coming to your city, because I'm going to post it somewhere on the website. So any questions regarding, like, do you want to come here? Are you going to come here? Come here. I'm trying. What's the best song on the album? Oh, the best song I've ever done, period, is The House Above the World, which is the 5th track on the album. It is amazing. It's an amazing song. Truly impeccable. I will brag on it till the end of time, because it is phenomenal. Does Mystic almost feel like my debut album Over the Edge at all? Oh my god, Mystic in my head is my debut album, because this is the first time I had creative control and really got to be like myself as an artist, you know what I mean? Like, this is the first time you're really hearing me. And so yeah, for me, like in my head, like I'm viewing this like my debut album, and I'm acting like it's my debut album because it feels like my debut album. That's so cool that you caught that. Favorite books? My favorite novel of all time is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. I think it is absolutely phenomenal, and I think it is the perfect novel. I think it's amazing. I have more, so just like DM me if you need more. When you say we got to see all the videos in order, do you mean in order with the album or in order of when the videos drop? The videos are dropping in order of the album. So the way we're releasing songs is chronologically as they are in the track list. So the first song is released first, second track second, and the visuals are going to continue to be released in the same pattern. So either way. Are all the visuals dropping on the 14th? No. We are going to continue this Friday thing. Yeah. Do I have anything else in the works with ISO? Maybe. Who do I think is the GOAT, be honest? Of what? Like, specifically, the GOAT of, like, rap or music in general? Like, I need a little bit more specific there, baby. Do I have any plans to do a performance like I did for my part in Fragile? I actually didn't sing on Fragile. A lot of people had me confused with the girl who sung on that. Her name is Kendall Morgan. Okay, will there be a Mystic 2.0? Yeah, I can't do another Mystic for a while. This album took everything from me. Like, this album, whoo! I had nothing left when this was done. Like, it is everything I had. So the next couple albums are going to be just as important and just as incredible, but they aren't going to be as dark or as gut-wrenching. They're going to come from a very different place, hopefully, because I can't experience that darkness again. I just can't do it. I mean, I'm sure I will at some point, because I have an album similar to Mystic that I'm going to do later in my career that I already have plotted out, but it's not coming for a while, so don't worry about it. You guys are so nice to me. I love you guys. I was reading through everything you guys are saying, and I'm like, oh, you guys are so sweet. Unless someone asked, how do I know what to put on the single cover? Sorry, I have a bad stutter, and it's been really bad because I've been stressed lately. Like A Skull for Heart of Darkness to Candle for 5 months, 4 days. So the single covers are inspired. All the images are taken from the props on the table on the cover, as you'll notice, like the candle, the skull, etc. And so, all that being said, they're inspired by whichever prop I felt fit the song the best. Like Heart of Darkness is very much about the centric theme in it is death, therefore the skull. 5 months, 4 days is about trying to sustain a chaotic relationship, and for me, it reminded me of the phrase burning the candle at both ends, therefore the candle. So it's, I decided to kind of, that's how I kind of discerned which would be which. When comes my EP or album? My album Mystic is coming out on February 14th, Valentine's Day. And again, I'm only going to be on here until 10:30, so just letting you guys know. I know that's a whole hour, so you ain't got anything to worry about because it's only 9:48. I just always like to clarify that. Do I ever plan on coming to a Tech 9 show in Vegas? I told you, I will be there. Here we go. Sorry, guys. I am looking at your comments. You guys are so nice. Thank you guys for all your kindness. Okay, sorry. I'm like, you just have to watch me reading. Oh, here's a fun comment. My dad is rich and you are well taken care of. Life can't be that hard for you. Let me address that. Let's go ahead and talk about that. Okay. So, mental illness doesn't discriminate. Mental illness doesn't care if my dad has money. Mental illness doesn't care if I'm well taken care of. Like, I have severe issues that are due to chemical imbalances in my brain that I was born with. And so no amount of money is going to fix that. And no amount of my parents caring or me having a good job or anything like that is going to fix that. And plus, everyone, independent of their financial circumstances or the life they're born into, has their own issues. And just because you have no sympathy or compassion for that doesn't mean it's not true. So I really want you to reevaluate your view on things. I think that'd be really helpful for you to develop as a person. Thank you, though. Hinohosa 816. How much does a feature cost with you, like for you to do a chorus and a verse? Again, all features got to be cleared through Travis@strangemusicinc.com. That's INC. Here we go. Who's my dream collab? Flume. I think he's an amazing producer. I like him. He's one of those people that I think is almost as good as Seven. Not quite. No one's as good as Seven, but he's up there. Or Kanye, because Kanye production, you know what I mean. Is Hats Above the World a slower upbeat song or both? It's kind of in the middle. Like, it's not like Complications upbeat, but it's not like a Cut Rose and Tapwater, down. You know what I mean? Well, I guess you guys haven't heard of Cut Rose and Tapwater yet. I'm sorry. It's kind of in the middle. It's a brighter song in terms of its overall feel. Am I going to make some beats or instrumentals? I think it would be dope to learn from Seven. I dabble in attempting to learn production, but my brain isn't a producer's brain. My brain is an engineer's brain. I could be Ben, but faster, and I could be Seven. For those of you who don't know, I'm referencing Bengineer, our in-house engineer at Strange. He's probably the best engineer that's ever existed ever. He's amazing. Has my mood been better? So as we've talked about a lot, this album is about this mental breakdown I went through in 2018. Yeah, overall, like, in terms of compared to that, like, I'm 1,000 times better. Right now, I've taken a few steps backwards recently. I've kind of been open about that. Like, I'm getting my meds adjusted right now. I'm going through a lot personally. So that's been a little hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got some problems that have kind of surfaced recently that are making me feel pretty depressed. But I'm working on it. I'm working through it. And like I always say, like, I'm taking advantage of the resources I have, and I encourage everyone to do the same. Like, I go to my psychiatrist once a week, and I'm highly medicated, and I do everything I can to keep myself afloat. And that's kind of the message of the album also, is like, take the necessary steps. Like, for me, necessary steps to being better was like therapy and medication. Whatever it is for you, do it. That's kind of a huge moral story with this album. Have I received any negative feedback from expressing my trials and tribulations due to being more financially stable than others going through the same issues? I just did. I just addressed that when someone tried to make a comment about how life can't be that hard for me earlier in the live. Absolutely. People like to invalidate anything I've went through based on the fact that my dad owns more than my dad and mom own a big company and have money, whatever that means, you know what I mean? Because I think it's all relative. Because it's not like nobody here has that Kanye money, you know what I mean? Like, so I feel uncomfortable saying, like, have money. Anyway, that's an aside. But yeah, I've had some people, again, as we saw earlier, doubt the validity of the message here and what this album is about. And honestly, the only way it affects me is it doesn't make me doubt my struggle. It just makes me feel really bad for them because they clearly lack compassion and understanding of other people. So yeah, I do get some feedback that's negative. But more often than not, like 99 times out of 100, maybe more than that, I get really amazing positive feedback from really supportive people like you guys, so I'm not too worried about it. Here we go. How's my year been? 2020 or 2019? Tell me which one you meant, because so far 2020 hasn't been the hottest, but I've definitely had worse. So I'm trying to take advantage of the good parts and ignore the bad parts. Not ignore, you don't ignore your problems. Trying to deal with the bad parts. How old am I? I'm 20. Turned 21 on September 28th. Sorry, I'm way back in your guys' questions and stuff. I know I'm way behind. I'm sorry. In the End was 5 months, 4 days, a fun song to listen to when it was finished. Oh my god, I love that song. It's probably my second favorite song on the album. My first favorite, as we all know, is The House Above the World. And then my second favorite is definitely 5 months, 4 days. I've listened to it probably the most off the album, even more than The House Above the World, because I love singing along to it and like performing. It's just so good, even though it's hard. Does negative feedback ever affirm the dark shadows harassing you? the things that hurt me are derivative from my own issues and not from other people. So the things that kill me are internal, not external. So I'd say negative feedback doesn't really affect me deeply. Like, I'm just kind of like, damn, like, ugh. But like on a deeper level, the things that really bother me, things that stem from me. So not really, but that's not to say it doesn't happen that way for other people. How old was I when I knew I had some sort of chemical imbalance? Oh, man, I've been suicidal since I was like 6 years old, so it's been a minute. I was diagnosed with bipolar when I was 18, bipolar 1, and I had issues before that, depression, anxiety, OCD, all that fun stuff that was already acknowledged, but like the big one was being diagnosed with bipolar, and that was like the best news I'd ever received in my life, because like before, the way I always describe it is like, before everything, like the darkness was like this, like wrestling a cloud of smoke, and it was like in a dream how you can't land a punch when you're fighting someone, like it felt like that. And suddenly, like, I visit my psychiatrist for the first time. She's like, hey, here's what's wrong with you, and here's how we fix it. Like, this thing that I've been struggling with my entire life, like, had a face, a shape, a name, and a kryptonite, and it was the most amazing feeling I'd ever had. So, I was 18. So, is this album better than your last one? Oh my god, yeah! This stick is amazing. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Please pick up acting, you're pretty good. Thank you. I loved filming these visuals, so I would love that. So do I hate any of my own songs? No comment. Sorry, I read that out loud before I processed it, so normally I wouldn't read a question and go no comment. I'm sorry. Do I have any regrets as an artist on this tough journey? With Mystic, no, I have no regrets. I have other regrets, but not with Mystic. Have I ever lost a relationship due to my diagnosis? Not specifically. I haven't had anyone necessarily bail solely based on it. It's usually me in general that makes people bail. It definitely makes relationships harder because, like, it's especially for people who don't struggle mentally in the same way that I do. And this isn't me being like, oh, I'm a special snowflake, because everyone's got their own issues, right? But for people who don't necessarily like understand what it is to be bipolar and things like that, like, not to be stereotypical, but like the mood swings can really catch people off guard and they don't know how to react to it. Or like what it's like to, when your meds adjusted and how that affects your mood and your behavior, things like that. Just in general, things that are side effects of the diagnosis and the illness are things that sometimes people don't know how to cope with, so it makes relationships difficult, but people who truly want to be around will stay around if they care enough to have the compassion. I really believe that. What's the difference between a psychiatrist and a therapist? So, not all psychiatrists are therapists, not all therapists are psychiatrists, so I would definitely Google a definition of these words, because I am not the person to ask. I'd hate to misdefine something for you. But a psychiatrist is someone who specifically studies psychiatry. I'm not trying to treat you like you're stupid. I'm just telling you the extent of my knowledge. And then a therapist, you don't have to be to have studied psychology or psychiatry necessarily to be a therapist. My psychiatrist is a therapist, but you know, dream car is my Mustang. I have a convertible Mustang, and it's my baby, so that's my dream car. What's the color of my next album? I'm kind of feeling like yellow-orange vibes off of it. It's kind of fun, kind of weird. I haven't done anything in that color, really. I don't really hit yellow and orange a lot. Like, I usually hit darker colors, cooler colors. Because Mystic, as we all know, is purple and red. But, like, I'm kind of getting yellow-orange vibes off this next one. It's super weird. Do you see myself being with someone or with or without mental illnesses? I don't really consider that when I am choosing a person to be with, whether that be romantically or platonically. If I like someone, I like someone, and that's independent of whatever they have wrong with them, because I would like wrong with them, whatever they have as a part of them. I don't mean to say wrong, because I don't think that it's necessarily something innately wrong with you if you have mental illness. I mean, I say that's something with a lot of them. Because I would hope that me having or not having a mental illness wouldn't determine someone's choice to have me in their life, so I'm not going to do that to other people. KOD was not the first song I collaborated with Tech on. Demons was, which is on King of Darkness also. That was when I was 9 years old. Hi, Alexa. favorite lyric off the album is a line from, I have two. My favorite is from The House of the World, and it is, "My heart is a magnet for Cupid's arrows and poison darts." I think that's the most important line off the album. And then my second favorite is off Happy, and it is, "We were Kurt and Courtney, why don't you adore me?" I love that because, as I've talked about this line a lot, but like, that was the hardest line for me to say off the album and hear myself say off the album, because to have to ask someone why they don't adore you is an incredibly humbling and hurtful thing. Like, yeah, that was rough. Do I dream of getting a Grammy? None of my goals are award-based, because I think when you set goals like that, then it invalidates the other successes you have because they aren't that one thing, you know what I mean? So like, I may have a ton of success in my life that isn't a Grammy, but if my goal is to have a Grammy, then I'm never going to recognize that stuff for what it is, I believe. My goal is just to be happy in every area of my life. That's the only goal I ever have, is to be at peace. So in my music, whatever that means is whatever that means, and I'm not really sure what that means yet, but no, I don't really care if I get a Grammy or not. If I do, I'm not gonna fight it. That's like super dope, and it would be cool to be recognized that way, but I don't see that happening, to be honest with you. I don't see me ever being an artist of Grammy caliber, because I'm too shy for that. I don't know. Why did I choose my eye necklace for this live? Love your eye makeup, by the way. Thank you. It's my favorite eyeliner. It's electric blue, as you can see. I didn't have to explain that. I should wear my eye necklace as much as possible for mystic-related things, and here's why. So it was inspired, actually, wearing the eye necklace so much, like on the cover and all of that, and for press and on these lives, anything mystic-related, was inspired by Marina and the Diamonds. Well, she goes by Marina now. Because during her Electroheart era, her second album, you could always tell if an image or an interview or anything like that was from that era because she wore a heart on her cheek. And for me, I wanted this necklace to be the heart on my cheek. Like, I want you to be able to look at something, watch an interview, look at, you know, a video or a photo, and be able to tell it's from this era because of the eye necklace, because that's the symbol that defines this album. What color are my eyes? My husband and I can't decide. Or, your eyes, my husband and I can't decide. Your husband and you can't decide what color my eyes are. I'm going to answer that. They're blue. They look green, but they're blue. People will argue with me on that. They're blue. Favorite food place is Chewy's. Chewy's Tex-Mex. Makes me happy. I get their stacked enchiladas. Is it hard for me to be on live video or perform live due to your mental illness? Not necessarily. I'm very shy. That's something people don't understand, that because I can do things like this semi-comfortably. I still want to crawl out of my skin right now, but like, I can still do it. I'm really shy, but the only time I don't feel shy is at when I'm performing and things like that, simply because I don't give myself the option. Because at the end of the day, like, the mentality I have is I have to get up on the stage and I have to perform. So I can either be nervous and sabotage it, or I can just do it. So the thing that does make it hard for me to perform or be on live video or be on video, period, is like, I have really low self-esteem. Like, to be totally transparent with you guys, because when haven't I been lately? I have really low self-esteem. I have really pretty significant body dysmorphia. I like hate the way I look, to be real with you. And that's not me fishing for compliments. Don't pull that. No, you look up. Don't do that. I don't need that. But like, I have a really hard time looking at myself. So that's the only thing that makes it kind of hard for me to like get up there in front of people, is that I like look at myself and I'm like, oof. There are a lot of vocal layers or harmonies. Weird question, but just wondering. Depending on the song, yeah. There's some really cool harmonies on like Goodbye at the end, like just little like whoo sprinkled treats throughout. Do I ever find myself being hypocritical? I think we all are hypocrites to some extent. I think the root of all evil is hypocrisy. I wrote an essay on that just for my own enjoyment, inspired by novels like Heart of Darkness, which inspired the song Heart of Darkness, and like Things Fall Apart, things like that, like novels like that, where the root of the evil in the novel was hypocrisy. And then I realized in humanity across the board, hypocrisy is like what is the death of compassion and the death of good things. So I could go on and on about this. I think we're all hypocrites at some point. I think if we caught ourselves being hypocrites, we probably would try not to be. So I don't know what I'm particularly hypocritical about, but I think we all are. Is my dad older than my mom? By 8 days. My parents are both the same age. Does being high profile ever make things such as symptoms harder to cope with? I have a lot of anxiety because I'm, like I said before, like I'm very shy. And so the idea of people knowing me or knowing anything about me makes me want to throw up. So this is the wrong career, basically. I don't know why I'm here. No, I love music. That's why I'm here. No, that's what makes it hard for me. And what makes my symptoms more like, is because I just want to be under the radar and just make music and send it out into the world and not have to put myself attached to it. But I know it's not really how it works necessarily. So yeah, I'd say it makes my anxiety a lot worse, if we're being honest. So my necklace have any special stones or crystals? So I'll just go through the breakdown. This is gold, this is mother of pearl, this is sapphire, my birthstone, and this is obsidian. So that's what the necklace is comprised of. We have 24 more minutes left, so send in all your stuff. Reading all your stuff. How often do I read? I try to read every day. I love to read. It's my favorite thing. Literature is my favorite thing. I'm a writer before I'm a musician, before I'm anything else. I love to write. And that's what's so important about Mystic, because I finally got to write all my own material instead of having a co-writer. So you finally get to hear my writing. How did I get discovered? Tech asked me to collaborate with him on Demons with him and 36 Mafia off KOD when I was 9 years old, and I've been doing stuff ever since. Did I ever struggle in school with grades or anxiety? I struggled a lot. I've always been an overachiever, so if I got like anything under an A, I would like beat myself up permanently forever. Or if I took anything other than the hardest class possible, things like that. So in that respect, like I struggled a lot because I hold myself to a very, very unrealistically high standard. And I still do that at work today. Like it translated into my professional life very, very well. But anxiety, yeah, all the time. Every aspect of my life is affected by anxiety. I'm anxious all the time. So yeah. How old was I when I first started singing? I've been singing opera since I was 6 years old. Do I like animals? They're fine. Do I watch any sports? I like baseball, and my girl makes me, one of my friends makes me watch sports with her. So I watch sports because of that. But yeah, in general, not necessarily avidly, but I enjoy sports like enough. Like I don't understand most of them, but like I try. I could beat around the bush on this question all day. Do I still love Post Malone? Oh, of course I still love Post Malone. Oh, he's my boy. Am I going to be at Super Bowl this year? Maybe. What is making you change the way your mystic is being made with Mystic? My music is being made with Mystic. Sorry, I misread that. I finally get to do me. That's what made me change it, is I basically said, like, I finally got the opportunity to have full creative control, and that's what I always wanted. So taking advantage of that opportunity is what made me change. Biggest musical influence from my youth, aside from Tech, just from growing up around him, Marina, because she is the artist who I think gets me more than anyone else on this planet. Her and Lana Del Rey. I love them. Is Coming for Blood produced by Seven? Yes. Coming for Blood, for those of you who don't know, is a single that we're going to release later down the road after Mystic. It is also produced by Seven. Can I sing in another language? Yes, I can sing in lots of languages because of opera. I can sing in Italian, I can sing in Latin, I can sing in French, and German, and Russian, a bunch of other languages. I'm not going to do it on here. This is not a Dance Monkey Dance scenario, but yeah. Favorite Young Thug song is Family Don't Matter. It's a classic. Favorite performance at the Grammys? Tyler, the Creator. Am I ever going to get my best friend Kelly on a feature? Oh, friend. Kelly doesn't do music. If I might have her do a skit or something one day on an album. That'd be really cool. Do I ever get artwork from fans? If so, how often? A lot of times at shows, you guys will give me really, really cool gifts and stuff. So, like, when I'm on tour, I get some cool stuff. Or people send stuff into the office. Here we go. Again, we have 20 more minutes. Oh, it's 10:10. Make a wish if you're in Central Time. 10's my favorite number. I would love to continue to take your guys' questions. So 20 more minutes to do that before I hop off. But yeah, again, for those of you who haven't been here the entire time, we're talking about 5 months, 4 days specifically, considering it just came out on Friday, and the visuals came out on Friday, but also Mystic in general, and life in general. Everything you want to ask me, I'll answer. Is there any info I can give you on fun before you officially hear it this Friday? It's totally different, as you've heard so far from the trailers. It's totally different from Heart of Darkness, totally different from 5 months, 4 days. Like, literally, pretty much every song on this album is completely different from the songs surrounding it. It's like Seven killed it. It's production, like, every song is different. It's amazing. There's nothing homogenous about it. So that I can tell you. I can tell you that it's... Actually, I'm going to save any other comments for after it comes out. Do I take voice lessons? Yeah, I've taken voice lessons since I was 6 years old from an amazing lady called Wendy Bross here in KC. She's been my opera teacher for 14 years now. She's also taught me piano and a bunch of other stuff, musical theater, everything artsy. And she is amazing. She's an incredible opera singer. She's an incredible person, and I owe her life. Will I ever go parental advisory? I'm sure. With my mouth, yeah. I want to thank you guys for all the kindness you guys are showing me through here, like supporting me, talking about mental health and all of that. It means a lot to me. Do I have a snake and bat necklace? I have a couple. I have 2 snake and bat necklaces and a strange mane chain. I have my smaller snake and bat chain, my bigger snake and bat chain, and then my big rapper chain. That's my strange mane chain. I'd go over there and show you, but it also has a bunch of my other jewelry, and I'm not trying to get robbed. Pull a Kim K and put all my stuff on the internet and then get robbed. Am I going to headline a tour soon? Maybe one day. Favorite song from Tech is Come Gangsta. Suggestions for up-and-coming artists. I get this question every single time I'm on live or anything like that, and I always say the same thing. I'm not going to tell you to live your truth and write your feelings and all that. Like, what I'm going to tell you is practical advice, which is learn the business side of things. Learn how to be a music executive. Because, and I'm always say this exact same sentence, I'll say it again, at these meetings, especially if you're young, especially if you're an artist, especially if you're a female, or if any one of those things apply to you, then people are going to talk at you, through you, over you, but they're not going to speak to you because they think you're stupid. The more you know than they think you know, the better you are. So learn the business side as much as possible. Be as business savvy as you can be. Learn how to navigate your own career outside the artistic standpoint. Would I suggest you putting your girl, I know you mean your daughter, in classes or opera? Looks like it's really helped me. Yeah, absolutely. If she has an interest in singing, I think putting her in vocal lessons would be fantastic. Depending on her age, I think you need to be careful not to put her in too young, because a lot of people are not going to take a child that's super young just out of concern for their voice still changing and things like that. But you can DM me for more details on this, and we can gladly talk about this. It's totally fine, Melissa. Would that be the first strange mane chain? Yeah, baby. I got the first strange mane chain. What's your favorite hair color that you have done in your music videos? So I've done pink, I've done brown, and I've done blonde. All of them have been fun. Pink was super, out there, so it was kind of, cool to change it up. I really felt like I looked best with brown hair and brown eyes, because I just think I looked prettier. So, I really like the way that the girl looks. But, this is fine. I'll take it. Just reading your other things. Have I considered other genres, rapping, singing over electronic beats? I'll do anything. I'll try anything once, baby. There's a lot of different... Again, I think we really genre bent a lot on Mystic. And we're especially going to get weird on this next album. Like I keep saying. Like, this next album is sick. So, yeah. I'll try anything once. Have I done anything with Mayday? And if not, am I going to anytime soon? So... I have done a song with Rec called Settle Down off of one of our collabos albums. Other than that, I haven't done anything with Mayday as a whole, but it'd be fun too. Melissa says that her daughter is 6, and this is in regards to vocal lessons or opera lessons. I started when I was 6, but that was kind of an exception. Usually my teacher didn't take people till they were like 10, so it just depends. I can talk to you more, like I said, privately about like figuring this out, because obviously we're friends, and I can gladly help you because I love your daughter. Do I get a say in my merch, or is all the design team? Now more than ever, I get a say in my merch because I'm a control freak and Mystic is my baby and I'm controlling every single thing about it. So yeah, the Mystic merch just is going to be all Mackenzie's hands. You know, like I'm going to be totally up in it. Hi, Zach Dylan. Hey, baby. Sorry, I'm like looking through here trying to read all your stuff. So a lot of people ask me, since Mystic is me, what was The Edge? The Edge was an experiment to see if I could do a pop album. The Edge was an experience writing with a co-writer. The Edge was a lot of things, working with a producer who wasn't 7. Not to say that I wouldn't ever work with someone who isn't 7, but like it was definitely outside of what I was used to in a lot of ways, and I'm not against that, but it definitely was more of let's see if I can go do this thing over here, then let's do the music that is me. You know what I mean? So that's not me talking down on The Edge. I understand that a lot of people really love and connect with that album, and I'm not trying to disrespect that. I think that it's meant a lot to a lot of people, but Mystic is who I am, and a lot of people are going to who like The Edge may not like Mystic, and vice versa. And if you like The Edge and not Mystic, I will say that you are not a fan of me, you're a fan of The Edge, because Mystic is me. And that's not a bad thing, it's just the truth. What's my writing process? So 7 sends me a beat. Well, let's go back. I send 7 an email with a bunch of songs that I like or that I'm inspired by and what I'm inspired by with them. And then he sends me back a beat, and I listen to it in my car, and I write to it outside the studio, and I go in and I record, and I do like at least a song a day, sometimes 3, just between a song to 3 songs a day. Usually I haven't done any more than 3 in a day, I think. Mystic was recorded very quickly. It was recorded over like 9 studio days over the course of several months. So that's my process, just writing in my car. I jot down like phrases throughout my life, like day to day as I think of them, that are like, oh, this would be a really good lyric, things like that. And I reference back to my notes and things like that in my journal, because I have a songwriting book. I've had several that I've worked through, and I save all of them. But on the real, like, I gotta say that really it's just me and my car. Why did I feel I need to go main instead of text Strange? So Strange Music is a hip-hop label, and I'm just not a hip-hop artist. So Strange Main is like all things that are Strange Music that aren't hip-hop. And in order to maintain the integrity of Strange Music proper as a hip-hop brand. So it's not that I didn't want to be on Strange Music. Obviously, I have my Strange Music chains. I started on Strange Music, like, proper. I am on Strange Music, but my particular division, Strange Main, is just, again, keeping the integrity of a brand that is not my music, which is hip-hop. Well, my music isn't hip-hop, I should say. That was what I was trying to say, but I didn't say it correctly. What was the first tech song I listened to? Am I friends with Tech's daughters? Were you on The Rain? I'm cool with Tech's daughters. Yeah, they're nice girls. I was not on The Rain. That was both Aaliyah and Rainbow, his daughters. And then first song I listened to, I don't know, I've been listening to Tech my entire life. I can't even remember. Okay, so we got 11 more minutes before I get off. I get off of live here. So if you have any more questions, comments, concerns, love letters, death threats, go ahead and don't send me death threats. Send me anything right now. Favorite rapper. So I don't have like I have like who I'm listening to most at the moment, because I don't really have a favorite rapper because I listen to rap so much. Like, so outside of Strange, because I never include Strange artists in this because obviously I'm biased when it comes to Strange artists. I'm listening to Young M.A. more than anyone else right now. I love Young M.A. So that's one. That's who I'm listening to, like, the absolute most right now. Obviously, like, I'm a huge Kanye fan. That's such a typical answer. I don't know. Like, I listen to Prof a lot. I listen to a lot. Listen to Paris. He's not really a rapper, though. If you're talking about, like, emo rap, I listen to, like, Lil Peep, stuff like that. I'm just kind of all over the place. I don't really have a favorite. Have I ever tried to rap? I first started writing. I only wrote in raps. I had to untrain my brain to write raps. Like, all my first songs, like, all the first lyrics I've ever written, like, if you look through my songwriting journals, are all raps. Have I listened to Manic by Halsey yet? No, I haven't had time. Are we going to sell Strange Main Chains? I'm not sure. Are there any tracks that ended up getting scrapped off Mystic in the vault? No, actually, even though there was one track, it was actually, that I did not like when I recorded it, and now it's growing on me. But it's like My Ugly Duckling off the album, and it's still an amazing song, but it's just like, it didn't hit me the same way the other ones did. I still, because they're a part of the story, I felt an obligation to keep all of them, so nothing got scrapped. Every single song I recorded made it to the album. Can we hear your raps? No. Not yet, baby. One day, maybe. One day you'll hear me rap, but we don't need... I'm not trying to get Iggy Azalea'd, where people get mad at me for rapping because I'm a white girl. So I ain't trying to do all that. Did I ever go through an alt rock metal phase or still listen? Pierce the Veil, Sleeping with Sirens, 3 Days Grace, Bring Me the Horizon. Yeah, I still listen. I used to listen to that a lot when I was like a freshman in high school. You too, troll. And again, to all your, are you ever coming here? Are you coming to Utah? Are you coming to Cincinnati? Are you coming to et cetera, et cetera? If I haven't come there, I'm going to try to come there. If I've already been there, then I'll come back eventually. How did I get the scar on my forehead? When I was 4, I was sitting on a bar stool at my house, and I fell down. Like, I started to fall backwards, and I grabbed onto the bar stool to keep me up, and then it felt like I still fell on the floor, and the bar stool fell down on top of me, and the corner of it cracked my head open. So then I got stitches. And I got a scar on my forehead because the stitches were too tight. So yeah, that's how I got the scar on my forehead. Do I have tattoos? Nah. Travis O'Gwin would scrape it off with a cheese grater if I ever got a tattoo. Let's make that very clear. So no, if I were going to get a tattoo, I'd get baby girl across my knuckles, though, because I think that'd be pretty metal. Yeah, so we got 7 minutes left. Send in anything you want to tell me, especially questions. I love questions. Love answering them, so I can not just stare at the camera and say miscellaneous words. What about piercings? Got these. I'm going to get my ears double pierced soon. I don't have any other piercings, though. I don't really have an interest. Yeah. My mom's bring up when I got the stitches, though, when they took them out, or when they put them in or took them out, I can't remember. I looked like Frankenstein. I thought it was really cool. And so when the nurse was like, okay, bye, I was like, see you next time, as if I would like plan on busting my head open again. But if I got a strange music tattoo, he'd still kill me. My dad would still kill me. Am I releasing a cut rose and tap water next week? Someone's putting 2 and 2 together. Maybe. I don't know. Where would I like to work with? Who would I like to work with someday? Love to work with Flume, as I've already said. Love Flume. Dude, if I could work with Kanye. I know it's unattainable, perhaps, but I would love to work with Kanye. I'd love to write with Marina. Sit in a room with Lana and just absorb her energy. Am I a Chiefs fan? I'm from Kansas City. Of course I'm a Chiefs fan. Playing the instruments? Yes, I play piano and I play guitar, kind of. I have 2 guitars over there. Not good at them, but I do. Craziest fan interactions? I've had a few odd ones. This isn't someone I've met. I don't, like, since he got the tattoo, I don't know. I have memory problems, so I don't necessarily remember. But someone has my face tattooed on their hand. Would I work with Billie? Referencing Billie Eilish, yeah. I think she's dope. I think we'd be friends. Someone said go 49ers. You can go ahead and hop off this live. That's the attitude you're gonna have. Okay, we got 5 more minutes, guys. Send me anything you want to say. Favorite tech album is Ever Ready. Love Ever Ready. Was it crazy when Kobe died in California? Yeah, Jesus, that wrecked me. I can't imagine what it's like for people who, like, idolized him. I don't want to go deep into this, but yeah, it was really weird to be there because the Grammys were the same day. We got that the news came out that he passed, and so we were outside. The Grammys were at Staples Center, and so everyone was gathered outside Staples Center. It was really moving to watch. Why do I not go by my first and last name anymore? Because no one knows how to pronounce or spell my last name. Quite simply. Here we go. Can I describe what Was is about? Very vaguely, maybe. No, I'm going to wait until you guys hear it. I'll talk to you guys about it once it's out. How about that? Promise. Is death real? I mean, what do you think happens when your body ceases to work? Like, when it just stops doing the body things that it does to keep you living. Like, I mean, I don't think an afterlife is real, perhaps, like, if that's what you're asking. But death, yeah, that's kind of been proven to be a thing. Favorite food, go. Lasagna. Yes, thank you for answering. My favorite food is lasagna. I miss you too, Alexa. Am I afraid of death? I ain't got time for that. I wanted to die for so long that how would I be afraid of death now? You know what I mean? Like, to be very, very morbid. I spent like 12 years wanting to kill myself. I'm cool. I'm knocking on wood that I don't die soon, but I don't really have a fear of death because I can't live in fear of something that's inevitable. I'm just not going to do it. Favorite podcast is Last Podcast on the Left. Favorite sushi is whatever sushi I can get because I love all sushi. I'm not religious, but I'm not like anti-religion. I want to clarify that, not the same thing. Non-music related hobbies, reading and writing. I love literature. Favorite animal is a bat. What's not my favorite food? I don't know. I pretty much like all foods. Love lasagna. Favorite color? I don't have one. I like black. I don't really have a favorite color though. Yeah. Is Tech featured on my new album? Nope. No one's featured on Mystic. Favorite city I've toured so far? I don't really have one. Favorite city in the country is New York City. That's because that's where I would move if I could move anywhere else. But I still love everywhere I've been pretty much. Because even if it's like really kind of obscure cities, like Appleton, Wisconsin was a place I played a show one time. Like, every city I've been to has had something cool about it. Okay, guys, we have less than 2 minutes. So go ahead and send me any last minute things you want to say, because I'm going to sign off in less than 2 minutes. Whew. That just grossed out some people I know. Did I enjoy Worcester? Of course I enjoyed Worcester. Dream car? I already answered this. My Mustang. I love my Mustang. Send me any questions, send me any comments or anything important you want to say about Mystic and 5 months, 4 days specifically. Someone said snap, crackle, pop. That's what I always say. Get some sleep. I'm trying. I need some. Okay, guys. Thank you guys so much. Again, I have a minute left. So my dad said stop popping your neck. Love you, Dad. Love you, Mom. Okay, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and sign off. Tell you guys I love you so much. Thank you guys so much for hopping on this live and talking to me. I really appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting Mystic so far and continuing to support it and everything we've dropped from it so far. Again, I want to remind you guys that Mystic, the album, is coming out on February 14th. But until then, Fun, the third track off Mystic, is coming out on Friday. So, yeah, that's all I want to say. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love you all. Mwah. Good night.